Welcome, Saogang aboard. Your learning journey starts now. April 23, 2026, Gwangju. A new chapter is written. Not just another meeting, but the birth of a specialized committee dedicated to making smart transportation truly smart and safe. Think high-risk AI, think governance, think the future hitting the pavement. So, why this fuss? Because smart transportation isn't just about fancy algorithms anymore. It's about trust. We're moving beyond just being more intelligent to being demonstrably reliable, accessible, auditable, and governable. Think complex systems, vehicle road cloud integration, autonomous driving under pressure, low altitude logistics. These aren't playgrounds, they're high stakes environments where safety, stability, and transparency aren't optional extras, they're fundamental requirements. The old playbook doesn't cut it here. We need a new one, built on solid ground, addressing real-world risks head-on. This committee is stepping up precisely to forge that new playbook, bridging the gap between cutting-edge research and the gritty realities of deployment. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The white paper isn't just hot air, it lays out a concrete 5-point strategy. First, you gotta know your enemy, or rather your risks. High-risk scenario identification and grading, mapping out the treacherous terrain from vehicle road cloud chaos to emergency response under fire. Second, evaluation framework and key indicator development. Forget vague metrics. We need verifiable, reusable benchmarks for safety, reliability, explainability, robustness, auditability, compliance, alignment. Third, governance mechanisms and governance auditing. A closed loop from cradle to grave, including third-party checks and thematic assessments. Fourth, education, training, and talent capability development. We need folks who understand not just the tech, but the scenarios, the rules, the governance. Finally, pilot demonstrations and standards research. Prove it works in the wild, then codify the lessons learned. This isn't theory, it's a roadmap for action. Now, how do we actually do this evaluation and governance stuff systematically? Enter DIGA P. Data, information, knowledge, wisdom, purpose. Sounds fancy, but it's a practical lens. At the data layer, we're talking quality, bias, privacy, synchronization. Information layer? Fusion, perception, anomaly detection. Knowledge layer? Rules, constraints, explainability, wisdom layer? Decision optimization, risk trade-offs, anticipating the unexpected. And the intent layer? Goal alignment, value constraints, accountability. The beauty here isn't just conceptual elegance, it's providing engineering grade, structured, auditable tools right where they're needed most in high-risk AI applications. It's about building systems that don't just work, but can be understood, trusted, and held accountable. So, what's the grand vision? It's about creating a virtuous cycle. Research informs pilots, pilots generate data for evaluation, evaluation refines governance, governance shapes training needs, and trained experts drive better pilots. The committee acts as the catalyst, connecting academia, industry, and regulators. The goal? Tangible, implementable, replicable, scalable outcomes. Less talk, more walk. Ultimately, this is about accelerating the journey towards smarter, safer, more efficient, and fundamentally, more trustworthy transportation systems for everyone. The road ahead is complex, but with focused effort, we're building the guardrails.